Hello everyone. So I've managed to qualify for the Targon Invitational Tournament, which will hold some big names in it. Now in this video I'll feature a matchup where I pretty much lost, but the games were close and we'll go over the plays I've made and I'll pretty much see if I made any mistakes or if I could play anything differently that would have helped me win the game. My opponent is Humble Opinion. He is a really good player and he pretty much was 10-0 when he played against me. He dropped no game. He then lost 2 games which kicked him out of the double elimination, but he's a really good player. The 3 decks I ran are War Mothers, TF Swain, and Asol Lux. Twisted Fate and Swain were banned in this matchup, so we can't feature that deck, but we get to see the other 2. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, so first game I'm playing War Mothers and my opponent is playing a Nocturne Diana deck. So he's gonna be aggressive. I'm going to have to survive until mid game, late game, where I just win the game. Now I wanted to draw one of my stones or my catalyst, but sadly we didn't get any of them. So we're kinda stuck with kind of a bricked hand. But we did draw our Withering Whale. So Withering Whale is good here, if it's needed. But here I decided to kill the 4-1. Just to take less damage, even though it's not the best play because obviously I didn't get a unit out of it, but at least we took less damage just to survive more in the game. What we're looking to do is either definitely drop our Trundle on 5th turn and drop our 6 mana unit that heals us, which we only have one copy of it in our deck. So that's kind of the goal when I was playing the game. And my opponent is dropping a lot of units. So he chose the open attack, which is which we expected here. Withering Whale is obviously the play. It helps us a lot. We pretty much took only 1 damage there, so it was a good turn for us.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Okay, so here I'm gonna drop the Trundle just to have a unit on board. So I would have attacked here, but obviously I passed because let's say I attack with Trundle and he blocks with his Nocturne and he has a Cascade in his hand. So he'll kill my Trundle, his Nocturne will stay alive, and basically he has a full board with no defense for us to block. So I made the right play here by just blocking and not attacking. I didn't want to risk it. We got our stone kinda late here, so it was kinda useless at this point. But I'm hoping he drops a unit here, which he obviously isn't. He's a good player. He's not gonna risk it here. So he decides to open attack. Now here is where I make the mistake. So in his deck he runs 1 copy of Atrocity and that's it. There's only 1 copy of Atrocity for me to worry about. So the initial play for me was to do this and take pretty much less damage, but I got a little bit greedy and thought that I could use my Nexus as a resource and just take the 5 damage, and next turn I can heal myself up and we'll have more blockers, so we won't have to worry about blocking anymore, which obviously was a mistake, I'm assuming. At least this wasn't the mistake. The mistake was me dropping the Soul Gorger on point. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Dropping him on point like that, on board like that, was a mistake. I have no mana anymore. My opponent knows I can't do anything anymore, and he has the last copy, the only copy of Atrocity in his hand. What I should have done is either pass or play the Avalon Stone. One of those two. Avalon Stone is kinda useless to play, so the best play was to just pass, wait for him to do what he wanted to do. Well, Avalon Stone isn't useless, of course, it gives me all mana. It's useless as a blocker because he has Nocturne on point. But what I should have done there is to just pass and see what he wants to do and then react from there. I keep a method for me to counter him. If he uses his mana and drops below 6 mana, I can play whatever I want because he can't deal 4 damage to me. Now, this is the second game. I'm still playing War Mothers. My opponent's playing Shen Fiora. So we have to worry about Concentrated Strike, pretty much. That's pretty much our biggest counter. And we have to worry about Riposte. So our early game will be a little bit rough, but a little bit okay if we get our mana generators. And we have a Catalyst in hand. So we are gonna take a lot of damage here. We are gonna take 5 damage. We can't do much about it. It is what it is. Now, I could play Catalyst, but I thought Avalanche is the best play here, since I get to destroy 3 of his units. In my opinion, that was the right play, because if I played Catalyst, I would have healed myself for 3, and next turn I would have taken a lot of damage more. He would have even gave Riposte to his 1-2, and it would have dealt much more damage. I think I did the right play there. Even though we don't have anything to play, we have Catalyst here to play, that's fine. We heal ourselves by 3. We take 3 damage from the Shen, that's fine. We still at 15 HP, which is pretty good for us. Now we get to drop our Hearthguard. Hearthguard is a really awesome card. It's really hard for him to remove. I don't attack here unless he uses his mana. I don't remember if I attacked here though. We will see. Yeah, so he played the Screeching Dragon. He has 3 mana. I'm playing my play a little bit slow. I'm checking his deck and all that just to make sure he doesn't, because I noticed that he runs 1 copy of a barrier. But I thought it's fine for me to attack here, even if he uses the barrier. It's kind of a wasted card because my 5/5 will not die. The barrier that is 3 mana, just to be more precise. Here we have kind of a bricked hand. I'm kind of considering using Vengeance, but he might have Deny. He runs 1 copy of Deny though in his deck. If I remember correctly, it's only 1 copy of Deny. So I'm considering Vengeance to be played here. I'm considering Withering Wail to pop his shield. So that's kind of the goal. Which he did here. He gave his unit a shield. Kind of expected, of course. And his goal is to keep drawing cards with his 2/2. Sadly, we can't do much about it. He is gonna draw a card. But my goal here is to kill his 4/5. You also get to heal for 3, which is good. So we basically take only 2 damage this turn. And the longer the game lasts, it's better for us. Even if he drops Bright Steel Formation, as long as we have an okay board and we're still controlling, like we have an even board, my units can deal over 1 damage, so I'm kind of fine. And I have an Atrocity in hand and deck. Okay, so he played this. This is really good for him. He gets to draw a card an extra card. He gets to buff his 4/5. It's now 5/6. It's really hard for me now to remove. And well, except if we use Vengeance or something. Well, it's not hard for me to remove. I lied. But I can remove it with a unit if I have to, except if he gives it a barrier. But we are in a bit of a tough situation here. So the goal right now is to attack with Tryndamere, of course, because I'm fine with Tryndamere dying. If it means I push in a little bit damage, I force him to play a card. So that's okay with me. If I'm forcing him to play his riposts on a Tryndamere, that's really good for us. It's better than him playing a ripost on a Trundle, for example. Okay, he played the ripost here. We expected this. I at least expected it in the tournament. I was happy with this. He wasted one card. I mean, he didn't waste it. He did kill the Tryndamere, but we still managed to force a card out of him, and I still have a really big unit on board for him to deal with. Now the thing is, I have a lot of cards to play. I have a lot of decisions I can make here. I can either use Vengeance. I actually don't remember what I played. We will see what I played, and we'll comment if it's the best play or not. Because we have a lot of plays here. We have Vengeance, we have Grasp, we have Withering Wail, and Withering Wail can be comboed with Avalanche, but it only kills the Fiora and 2-1. So it doesn't really do much. Okay, so what my opponent is doing here is he's willing to sacrifice his Fiora to keep his 2-1 alive to draw a card. And because he expected me to play Withering Wail or a Vile Feast, and he wanted his Shen to push more damage, so he played the riposte. Now we have Vengeance. I immediately use it here. He unfortunately had, if I remember correctly, it was a single combat. Yeah, so he killed my Tryndamere, but I'm kinda fine with this. Kinda alright with this. We still take 7 damage here, though, so we are dropping really low. We need to remember though, his deck has no way of dealing Nexus damage without his units. So as long as we're blocking his units, we're kinda fine in late game. Here I just pass. I could have played Catalyst, but I kinda wanted to play War Mother's Core next turn. If I played Catalyst, I wouldn't be able to play War Mother's Core. So here I'm pretty much risking it. I don't have anything in hand to play. He has one copy of Deny, and I was lucky he didn't have it. We kind of got a really bad card. I didn't really need the stone here, but it is a blocker at the end of the day. But my opponent has no chill. He wants the game over as fast as possible, and he single combats it and takes it out. So my opponent just wants the game to be over at this point. He knows the longer the game takes, the higher chance. Basically, I'll have a really high chance of winning the game. Now the good thing is we get a unit on board every turn, so we still have a chance here. And we got the Trundle, which is a really awesome card to get here, especially that it has regeneration. We got the other War Mother's Core. I can't pronounce English, but here we have a couple of plays. I could Grasp, I could Vengeance. I decided to Grasp because let's say I play Vengeance and my opponent top decked what's it called? A Deny. I pretty much lose the game on the spot. And he played the shield here. It's also a good play here, a good play by me, since I started with Grasp. Now I can pop the shield and basically still kill his unit, and I still heal, which is really huge here.
A gift from the river folk.
That's okay. I kind of said it that concentrated strike is a big counter for us, but this is still fine. We killed his 2-1, which was generating a lot of spells for him. It was pretty annoying, but we killed it. We're at 5 HP, and we're basically at even board. We have an even board, and he only has 2 cards. Look at my hand. So he's in a big trouble here. I don't remember why I did this. I think I don't remember why I chose to do this. Maybe I wanted to... Oh, I wanted to see if he has any units in his hand. So if he doesn't have any unit, I can end the game right here by attacking, and I pretty much challenged the 7-7 into the 0-8. But he played a barrier, which is alright. I decide to vengeance here. I don't want to deal with that card anymore. It's really annoying. It's 7-7. It can't take out my unit. He doesn't have much cards that can take my 10-7 like head on, except for Bright Steel Formation. So if he wants to kill my 10-7, he's gonna have to commit 2 cards, or he's gonna have to commit another concentrated strike. And that's his 3rd concentrated strike, I believe. Which my opponent was actually lucky with this concentrated strike. He drew them all, and at the end of the day, it's fine. He has only 1 card in his hand. I decided to just kill it 3-2. I had like an avalanche in hand. It's pretty much useless. It's not useless, but it's like not really needed anymore. So I can just drop it. I'm fine with that. Now I have the board presence. He has only 2 cards in hand. He knows at this point the game is pretty much over. I think his only goal is to manage to get 4 kills with Fiora, because he is not going through my units anymore. Sadly, I have a lot of ways to kill the Fiora. I can vengeance her. If I have to, I'll play Ruination. So he doesn't really have much to do here. I don't think he runs Judgment, or no, he actually does run 1 copy of Judgment if I remember correctly. But I had Vengeance in hand to counter his Judgment. And we ended here, I believe. Yeah, it definitely ended here. Yeah. So that was our 2nd game. I think I played it perfectly. I didn't make any mistakes, in my opinion, in this game. I played everything perfectly. Now the last game with Lux Asol. Now Lux Asol, in my opinion, is a really hard deck. I didn't really practice it a lot. I played a little bit on ladder, and I scrimmed with one of my friends. So I wasn't really good at Asol Lux, but as the tournament went on, I got a hang of it. I got better, and I performed pretty well. Like I'm not gonna lie, I did well with it. But I could have played this game much better. I made 1 mistake that costed me the game, or I would have won this game. Because the thing with Lux Asol, it's pretty much like War Mother. The more the game carries on, Asol carries your game. Like Asol is a beast late game. You can't do much to Asol once he's dropped. He's gonna generate you some good cards, some Celestials. They're big beefy cards, which his Shen Fiora cannot deal with pretty easily. If he drops a Brittle Steel, we can just obliterate it. So late game, it's in my grasp. Like I win late game. Here we just pass. We're not gonna play anything. Now I have 2 options. Either I pass here and play Remembrance next turn, or I drop the Solary heal here. So I start to play the Solary. I kind of want to be... I don't want to get denied next turn by playing Repost Remembrance, and then I just have a lot of units on board and I can't deal with them, I decided to just play the small units here. And I felt like maybe I can play Remembrance when one of my units die. So that means we can trigger a Guardian, Radiant Guardian if we can. We got the ASOL. We kind of don't want the ASOL right now. We would have preferred getting Lux over ASOL here, but it is what it is. So my opponent is considering attacking here. He can't attack with a 3-2 because I'll just kill it. He doesn't have mana for riposte. I decide to play my other card, my 3-6. This forces him not to attack me. So I am scot-free for one turn. I don't take any damage. I'm at 19 here. So the issue is here, I don't have enough mana for a Remembrance. For what's it called? Remembrance, yeah. So I decided to attack with only one unit. I don't want to attack with both of them. I want to keep something for defense. In case he has... actually, I should have probably attacked with both. Like, thinking about... I think I didn't want to, because if he blocked with his 3-2, the guard thingy, I forgot his name, the one that gives the shield. If he blocked with that, and he blocked with Fiora and Riposte, that would have been bad for me. So our plan failed. So I kinda regret the attack. I think it was okay. It wasn't super bad. I could have dropped the Ranger instead of just attacking, but yeah. It's not a massive misplay, but it is some kinda sketchy play. I think other people would have considered going the other route, playing the 3-1, attacking with him twice with Scout, and trying to get something off of that. Alright, so here I don't know what I did actually, because I have a couple of answers, but I could have played Concentrated Strike, but he could have countered me with his own Concentrated Strike. I think I let this resolve. Yeah, I think this is okay, because he could have played something to counter my play, and I decided not to. I decided to sacrifice my unit, and we play Remembrance here. Now what I did here is he played his 3 mana unit. I know he doesn't have anything anymore. I decided to kill his Shen. Killing the Shen is good. I'm not gonna lie. Killing the Shen is a good idea. It's probably the best idea, but it kinda haunted me for the rest of the game, because sadly we couldn't kill the Fiora. So I kinda wish I just single combated the Fiora right there and didn't have to worry about her anymore and just survived. That would have been the winning, the reason that would have won me the game. But optimally, this is the right play, I guess. Killing the Shen, because I had a Concentrated Strike in hand, and I mess it up. We'll see how I messed it up. Here he didn't block. I'm kind of considering just passing and making him waste the mana, but I decided to attack with only the Ranger. I didn't want to attack with my Radiant because I'm scared of riposte. But I believe he plays it now here, which is kinda a win for us. If he wants to kill the 3-1 with a riposte, that's kinda a win for us. But he does draw a card though. He draws a spell. So I'm kinda okay with this. I'm kinda fine with this, I don't mind it. We can play Remembrance here, which is really big for us. Except if he chooses to play something, we can counter it with I know what's it called? Concentrated Strike. So we just Remembrance. It's an okay play, it's a good play. Throughout the game I didn't play my Invoker as well. I don't think I had a good card. Like every card in my hand I kinda wanted it and I didn't want to discard anything. So I chose not to play it. But looking at it now, I could have just discarded the ASOL. Okay, so he went for the play here. This is fine, I guess. We still kill his 2/2. But he does draw a spell.
A gift from the river folk.
Hope burns on.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I didn't play the 1/1 because he has a Fiora in his board. It's like a free kill for Fiora. I decided not to play it. Okay, so my opponent here passed. This is kinda good for us. I just pass back. I'm kinda fine with just passing back. He can't attack me. He can't get any stacks for Fiora this turn. So, and we get to play my Lux, and I have enough mana for Concentrated Strike. Now we're gonna see the mistake I made, which cost me the game. So he played Concentrated Strike here. He wants to kill the Lux. What I did here is I played my Concentrated Strike. Look what I did. I used it on the 3/4 and the 5/5, fully knowing that Lux Fiora is one turn away from leveling up. He has 6 mana, and my opponent outsmarted me here, or used my mistake as an advantage for him. Like, at first glance you're like, yo, sorry, that's fine, you did well, you proc the shield, you attack with the 3/4 first. If he has a repost, the 3/4 takes it out, and your 5/5 finishes off the Fiora. Yeah, that did not go as planned at all. What he did is, he played repost here, he had single combat, he played it on my 3/4, on my 5/5, killed it. Now I have only a 3/4 targeting his 6/3. So that's not enough. If I use my Concentrated Strike with my 5/5 and my Lux, I would have killed Fiora when she leveled, and that's pretty much a win for us. That's pretty much GG. We would have had an equal board, and just like this, like, look at what I did here. I got tilted, and these are mistakes I always do. I get tilted and I just play fast. I knew I made the mistake, I tilted, I made the mistake again. I should not have attacked there. When I attacked there, he sacrificed his 3/2 into my 3/2. Now what does he need to do? He has a 9/2 on board. I can't block his... Like, if he wanted to open attack, he could have dealt a lot of damage here. He played the Bright Steel formation. I think that's his name. I've kind of forgot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. He played it here. I'm in a lot of trouble. I don't have a way to deal with these.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
So he only needs one more kill and it's pretty much over. And our hand is kinda bad. I think I should have not played the... I don't know, no, that's fine. I think playing it was fine. I need to block, but at the same time, playing it kinda puts an extra unit on board. But at that point, I didn't have any choice anymore. So here I didn't have much decisions to make. I either attacked. No, actually, I could have just passed, waited for him to attack next turn, and played Judgment and hoped he doesn't have anything to kill the 3-4 with the Fiora while she has her shield. Judgment would have procced the shield and I would have killed it. I got an Obliterate here, and I got the 4-1 that deals 4-1. That was a mistake from me. Look, the third mistake I made here. Taking this card. Why? Like, in my opinion, I'm like, oh, I'm killing two cards with one stone. But his deck has a lot of shields in it. So playing this was not the right idea. But playing Obliterate and hoping it doesn't have a Deny would have been a better play in my opinion. Because he only runs one Deny, and I would have had a higher chance of killing it. So that's mistake number 2. Number 3. Obliterate was the safer call for me to do. And the shield. That's when the game was pretty much over. I knew I couldn't do anything. I have 5 mana, my opponent does not know if I have anything to counter his attack. But sadly I don't have anything anymore. And yeah, that's that. So these are pretty much the mistakes. The first game I made a mistake which kinda costed me the game. And this game I made a mistake which costed me the game. Both of the games were winnable. Like, I could have won them. But due to mistakes I've made, I've lost them. Now, to be fair, just to ease my sadness from losing those games, I was super tired. It was 2 or 3 AM. I stayed up till 5 AM playing, so I was a little bit tired. But still, those mistakes should not have been made. I should have focused a little bit more, or waited a little bit more and thought my plays correctly. But at the end of the day, I qualified. I'm happy I qualified. I get to play next week, this weekend, against a lot of big names. BBG, which you obviously know. I I take some of his decks and play them a lot actually. Alan, there's gonna be Alan. He always makes fun of my plays when I'm against him, and there's a lot of people, like big streamers. So it's gonna be a really hard tournament. There's a really massive prize pool. If I remember correctly, it's $2,000, but it's gonna be fun. I will feature a game or two if I find them really fun and educational. I'll feature them on the channel. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you've learned or saw my mistakes and probably learned from them. But the biggest advice I can give, which is hard for me even to commit to, is playing slow. Like, I know the roping meme and all that, but it really is important to not play fast. It does give you a little bit of an advantage in my opinion. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.